Hey, we're back. This is John.
It's Paul.
And it's Eric.
Yeah, it's What If Geeks, and we're all back again. Yay. For maybe about another week or so. Because it is December 6th, and who knows what the hell is going to happen with the holidays going. All right, well, then in that case, we will roll right into the Geekly Weekly. One, how you guys been? Paul, how was your trip? I know it wasn't the best of circumstances, but...
Yeah, my family lost our grandfather. We didn't misplace him. He died.
I'm sorry. This is why I love you.
No silver alert.
Yeah, the day before Thanksgiving. Yeah, so sad, but got to see family in Pennsylvania that I haven't seen in a while. He was 96. He had a good life. Got to, really sad for my mom, sad for me, sad for our family. But so we got to, have a little celebration of life, and then got to see cool parts of Pittsburgh. So yeah.
All right.
How was Pittsburgh in December? It's cold there, yeah?
Cold. There was snow on the ground when we got there, but it didn't last. But it was in the 30s most of the time, high 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like New Hampshire when we were up there.
I had forgotten what that feels like.
Yeah, you get used to this. All right, Eric, what you been up to since I talked to you last week?
Let's see. Watching Hawkeye, of course, which we already knew from last week, I suppose. I watched that third episode right after we got off that night recording, and you were so right. We'll get there though. I've also been watching that Wheel of Time series that I think I talked to you guys about several weeks back, based on the Robert Jordan books. They've got 5 episodes on Amazon Prime now. It starts a little slow and they don't explain a lot given the, sort of Tolkien-esque history of the books, but it's working its way up there. No Game of Thrones, but it's not bad. And then I've also been playing the shit out of, I bought the Skyrim 10th anniversary edition for PC, which has all the expansions as well as a bunch of extra content and creations and stuff. Almost like playing a new game. It's kind of fun, but yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I guess the last time I was on the podcast, we did a Geekly Weekly, and Eric was talking about some of the older games he had gotten copies of, and I was thinking about games that I missed out on. It. I missed Skyrim completely.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
I think it. When did it come out? It came out like
2011. It was what they just released was like a 10-year.
Oh, 10-year. Okay. I can, because that's the year Coleman was born, and so I wasn't playing for a while, and so I realized I just completely missed the boat on that game, and I've heard so many good things about it. So it was on Xbox Game Pass. If you have it, if you have Game Pass, you can just download it and play it, and as long as you keep Game Pass, you don't have to pay for it. So I did that, and it's amazing.
So you're playing the original one. He's playing the anniversary edition. All right, so I'll have to go download it on Xbox.
I mean, there's not, the differences aren't dramatic. I mean, I don't know what the Game Pass comes with, but there were 2 Dragonborn and Hearthfire, I think, expansion packs that the anniversary edition comes with by default. I don't know if the Game Pass one does. And then there's like custom content, which doesn't really affect gameplay, but it adds like different spells in there if you like playing the wizard ones, and then it adds like different stuff with the horses where you can like armor them up and you can catch ones in the wild and stuff, but it doesn't like dramatically affect the gameplay.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll try it out. Sweet. All right, yeah. I've just been doing watching Chucky and Hawkeye, and enjoying both of them. And then I started on the second half of Masters of the Universe Revelations, and remember earlier when we reviewed part 1, I said I kind of hear where some of the complaints are coming from, but I thought most of them were unfounded. I'm getting more of the complaint vibe now.
You found them?
Yeah. I found them. They weren't buried that deep. I'm just like, I don't know. Hopefully by the end I'll have enjoyed the whole thing, but I also don't know if maybe it's a fact that there was that break and allowed me to digest the first half and then finally come back to it. if it just rolled right into it, it wouldn't be that bad. But there's parts of it that I'm like, all right, we'll see what we're doing. I'm only about halfway done with it, so we shall see. Yeah, and that's it. And then just get ready for Christmas. Bought my tickets for Spider-Man because everybody was losing their minds, saying how it broke the internet, and apparently it did. But according to old news reports, it destroyed the internet and shut things down. It was shutting sites down. Apparently, it's only like on Fandango or whatever that was like people were having a hard time finding tickets. Oh, and I heard in Mexico they were actually getting into fistfights trying to physically buy the tickets. But outside of that, I went on to the Cinemark that we like to go to down in International. I just went on the website, picked the theater. The one day we can see it all together as a family because like everybody's getting in on the 18th, so it'd be the 11:50 show on the 19th. Got 8 tickets in XD.
8?
Right.
What the hell do you need 8 tickets for?
I'm fat. No. Well, there's 5 of us in the house now, and then I've got Corey, my oldest son Jeff, and then Christopher's girlfriend Leonie are all coming in on the 18th. There's going to be 8 of us. Yeah. So we got like 2 rows. We got the 4 of the 5 seats that we had to watch Ghostbusters the other week, and then we had the 4 in front of it. So yeah, so we're gonna go over there and hang out for the afternoon, go watch a movie, and I will not spoil it, but you guys better go see it so we can review it. I'm gonna have to squeeze it in somehow where we can review that thing real quick so we can get views. All right, so I guess the only other thing we normally do is Florida Man. I didn't really have anything good on there, but I just looked the one line in this story was funny. Apparently, some dude in Port Charlotte got naked and was masturbating in his driveway in front of all his neighbors.
Just sitting in his lounge chair,
just doing it,
just whacking at it,
just whacking it. And one of the neighbors said, "This is the only reason I included this because the neighbor said he was naked. Well, he had on a hat." It just struck me as funny. I was like, "Ah, we got to include that one." So yeah,
like
Florida Man.
Like a greasy trucker hat, or was like
Yeah.
like an elegant top hat, or like a
Yeah, no description of that. Just they might have been distracted by something else.
Yeah.
All right. On to unless anybody else has got anything Florida Man. I think we're good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing going on Florida Man. On to geek news. So one thing I found out real quick before you guys, funny, I think it was Paul that wrote on there. I had the news when I shared this set list, and you were like, "We already covered this story," because that's the only thing I hadn't updated yet.
Oh, sorry.
I had shared it to you guys so you can see it and help me. so you helped. Thanks.
Oh, you were not looking for wise ass remarks. You were looking for actual help. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I forgot this isn't the proper demographic for that. So I went back and I looked up actual news, and obviously all this is coming from Geek Tyrant. So if you guys go there, you can catch all these articles. Colin Farrell is reprising the Penguin role in a spin-off series to the Batman. So he's reprising a role that hasn't even come out yet. So apparently he did a good enough job to impress Warner Brothers or whatever. But he's gonna star and probably executive produce or some shit like that. So he's gonna have a hand in helping develop it. But they just described it as his rise to power in Gotham, kind of Scarface-esque. So I'm like, all right, this version of him in the brief spots that we saw in the trailer looks cool. I think there's another one, a Jim Gordon series that's coming out, and they said these two aren't going to have anything to do with each other, or well, probably not right away. But I guess we'll see.
Well, I'm happy to see DC branch out from the Justice League.
Yeah, please.
Whichever way they decide to do it, they need to do something.
Yeah, it's nice to see them actually trying to just take chances and do something. I would have waited for the Batman to come out before announcing this, but I guess they're confident enough in it. I mean, look, the movie looks good. from the trailers. We've been bitten in the ass quite a few times by that, especially by DC, but we'll see.
Well, they can always follow it up with a Snyder Cut equivalent. So you can redo a whole movie that way, apparently.
Yeah. Paul, any thoughts on Penguin?
And yeah, he must have done a great job. I also think it's cool that the DC's taking chances. I like, and we'll get into this later, the Peacemaker trailer. Love the Suicide Squad stuff they're doing. So yeah, if they've got a deal, right, to get these things out on HBO Max. So I don't know why they can't just start creating content. I guess they're going to, right? We talked about this at Fandom. They've got a straight to HBO Max Batgirl movie.
Yep.
There's a new Blue Beetle movie coming out. I mean, they're going to do some stuff because they've got to put that content out there. So yeah, I guess they're getting started with this.
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice to finally start getting a lot of this stuff coming in after the whole COVID backup. That now we're kind of like on a regular schedule, like we have been over previous years. So it's kind of cool.
Is this?
All right.
You know what it's based on at all? Did they say anything?
Really? The only thing the article said was Penguin's rise to power.
I mean, unlike some of the Marvel baddies, there's not like a lot of Penguin specific comics or anything, right? I mean, you had like Pain and Prejudice or whatever, but there's not a lot of like things that focus solely on Penguin. I'm kind of curious. I guess they can make their own story to some extent. Huh?
Yeah, to some extent. Like, I mean, you had the Penguin in Gotham, who was that skinny guy, which was kind of funny because Penguin's never been skinny, but whatever. He was doing a decent job with the role, though, as far as like, being a henchman and building his way up through the whole thing. He did a good job with that. So if they do something like that where they show him come out, in the mafia scene, I'd watch it. All right. Yeah, and then like I said, you got the Jim Gordon one too, and I haven't read anything about that. I just remember them announcing it, so that could be cool too. But I also kind of feel like they kind of covered a lot of that stuff in Gotham, so I guess this is going to be more focused on specific characters and go from there. I don't know. All right, HBO is developing a series adaptation of The Last of Us video game, starring Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey. Nick Offerman was just signed, and a few more people that were in that article that I don't really remember the names of, but like I recognize the names. I just don't remember who the hell they were. So Pedro Pascal will play the lead character in the game, and Bella Ramsey is going to play, I think her name is Ellie, the girl that he's supposed Ellie, supposed to escort through to wherever the hell he's going. I've briefly played this game and it was good, but I didn't have it. So I was just kind of like playing it at my brother-in-law's house. And I was like, I like it, but I just never got it. So I might have to go back and get it. I know it's a very, very popular game. So it just makes sense. I feel like we knew this was coming.
That game was released, it's been nearly 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
Sort of like one of those third person, I'll say zombie-esque, but that's not really. It's more like cannibalistic, infected creature things. I don't know.
Kind of, almost like a rage virus kind of thing, but not really. But yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was almost 10 years ago because Noah was like maybe 16, 18 months when we went to go visit them. And I saw him playing it there. So, yeah. Well, you got any experience with Last of Us?
I don't.
All right. Well, there you go.
I do like Nick Offerman a lot. I think that guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I think he is too.
He's really funny.
So I guess that's where you get your comedic relief in this one. No surprise, they announced a Shang-Chi sequel. It's going to have the same director, Destin Daniel Cretton. Yeah, sure. Crouton.
Croutons?
Don't fire me. So yeah, I mean, there's no surprise there. I mean, the movie was a smash hit. It was amazing. So getting as much of the cast and crew back together is a no-brainer. Then I also saw another one tonight that we know The Boys season 4 is coming. I forget when exactly. If you guys remember, shout it out. or don't. Okay, good. All right, but at the Brazil at the Brazil Comic-Con, Keith Urban was there, and he announced an animated series. It's like an anthology series.
Carl Urban.
Carl,
Keith Urban's a country singer.
Keith Urban's a country singer. Jesus.
Well, that could be an interesting twist.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. I don't sleep much anymore. Carl Urban is singing country in season 4. And, yeah, he announced the animated anthology series, The Boys Diabolical, and just said it's going to be a whole bunch of kind of new stories. I don't know if it means new stories from just the series and they'll take some inspiration from the comics, or if it's just going to be completely new shit. But what's his name? Eric Kripke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's involved. There's a bunch of them involved in that. So,
And that's going to be a fully animated thing, right?
yeah, that's what it said. So I'm you know, anything the boys I'm into. So
I like the headline says Carl Urban announces unique and twisted The Boys and Diabolical animated anthology. The live action show is unique and twisted. Like they have a guy called Love Sausage, which won one of the Geeky Awards. Like, how are you going to top that?
Yeah, well, it's going to be an animated Love Sausage.
Yeah, it looks like they're almost done with it already. Sorry, I'm just catch up reading while you're talking.
No, you good.
It looks like they're doing 8 episodes for the animated series. They're almost complete with it as of December 5th. So that was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Look, you can always give me more material with the boys. That whole world, I love that. I mean, I was sad when I got done with the comic book series. Like I went through and I read like the Hero Gasm and whatever else I could find. But yeah, I was depressed when I ran out of comics to read. So bring on this and bring on season 4. And whatever the hell that college the boys, the college years, back to Bayside. All right, and then in an interview, the last thing I got in the news, Kevin Feige was in an interview, just, being vague about Spider-Man like he always is. And he's saying, he's excited that all the excitement and fervor is out for this movie right now, since it's coming out in 2 weeks and or 12 days. And then someone asked him something about Daredevil and Charlie Cox, and he slyly put it, he says, the Daredevil that will be in the MCU will be Charlie Cox. That's a fact. He put it straight out there. That's definite. Because it's just, he's perfect for the role, and we're not going to change that. How you see it, when you see it, where you see it is still to be determined. So, heavy rumor is he's going to show up at least as Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home. We shall see. We'll find out. All right.
I think I read some speculation online too that he might even show up elsewhere, like maybe some Hawkeye.
What's that? Say it again.
Like he might show up in some Hawkeye. You never know.
That'd be cool.
Well, so, and we'll get into that. We'll get into episode 3. But we there could be a reason for that too. So we shall see. All right. So I guess on to trailers. This first, anyone else want to take it? You want me to keep going?
Don't let us stop you.
You're doing great.
Love you too. All right, so the first one kind of like came out of nowhere for me when I was looking at the trailers last night. I just typed in new trailer, and this thing popped up immediately. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. It's a little teaser, right? You got we'll drop all the links on the website later, but you basically just get like the quick little animation. It says, meanwhile in another universe, just like the same animation from the first one, and then you hear that was it Post Malone song or whatever it was, and
Yep.
Miles is laying in his bed, just kind of chilling out. But then you realize that shit's kind of floating around his head, and you hear somebody call him, and he opens his eyes, and Gwen is like on the other side of some type of portal, and he's like, "What are you doing there?" He's like, drops into his room from this portal from her universe, and they talk for a few minutes. You know, he's like, "I missed you," or she said, I missed you too," because he drew a picture of her, you know, and she asked him if they want, if he'll go hang out with her, or she's like, "I want to show you something." He's like, "I can't, I'm grounded," and she just kind of laughs at him, says, "Is Spider-Man grounded?" and then kind of jumps out the window. And then they cut to the next animation where it's him in his Spider-Man costume going through a whole bunch of those rings of portals. So kind of showing different, I get not showing different multiverses, but I think they probably represent different multiverses that he's flying through.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, Spider-Man 2099 flies out and like attacks him. And
Yeah,
you're like, okay.
I'm not sure if they did it for effect too, but the animation style changes during that little transition. I don't know if they did it because it was more expeditious to not do the whole rendered weird thing that they've been doing for that, but it like switches real quick, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, are they going to do this in different styles? I guess it'd be an interesting way to tell the parts of the multiverse apart if they switch the animation style, which
That would be kind of weird, yeah. Because I mean, like even like in the first one, Spider Pig, while he fit in with them, he still looked a little more cartoony than they did. And then he was able to do all his silly shit, like pull out a mallet out of nowhere, whatever. So yeah, could be. Who knows? Because everybody else kind of looked like they were all the same animation style. He just looked a little more 80s cartoon Bugs Bunny thing. But
I like the beginning of that trailer says in another universe.
yeah, that's what it said. So yeah, we shall see what's. I'm glad they said part one, so you know that they're telling you right up front. Just stay tuned. We're gonna keep on going with this. And then the longest prologue in the history of ever. We got Jurassic World. Oh, God. Did you want to say something else about Spider-Man?
No, I was going to say that this is the longest. This is the longest intro of a trailer. We started watching this, and Eric started it a few minutes before me. So as I was like, "Dude, what's going on here?" He's like, "You can fast forward until thus and such." It's
it's a 5-minute prologue trailer, and 4 minutes of it are spent with the dinosaur CGI.
It's like a 4-minute Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom with dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
And then there's some action.
Yeah, because I didn't get it the intro fully out before you guys already got exasperated. But it's Jurassic World Dominion, the prologue dropped, and it's 5 minutes of mostly the dinosaurs 65 million years ago.
And the payoff is a mosquito that lands on one of the dinosaurs that loses a fight and drinks its blood, which we assume is the one that ends up in the amber, right? That starts this whole thing.
But that's what I'm saying is in one of the other Jurassic Parks, they did this entire scene. I don't even know if maybe they just cut half of that from that movie, because that scene is in, I swear it is. I just don't remember which one, because then it focuses on the mosquito getting stuck in the amber, and then it
I don't know. There was a in the original Jurassic Park, there was like this cartoony version thing they did when they were all stuck in the theater, and they were on that ride or whatever, and then it shows that, and then it switches to the amber going around the mosquito, and then you see that the end of his staff has the amber mosquito on it. But the whole thing's done like cartoony in the original Jurassic Park. It's not like full CGI like this.
Okay. That might be what I'm thinking of.
It's a long way to get to.
You remember there's like a DNA strand, and it's like, bingo, dino DNA.
This is the mosquito that starts this whole universe in motion.
Yeah,
it
was a very
Jurassic Park cinematic universe.
Because then, like, the last minute and a half of this trailer is good. It's like you see a drive-in theater. People are doing the drive-in movie theater stuff. Some of them watching movies. Some of them making out in cars, whatever. And you see a helicopter flying around, and immediately see a T-Rex come walking toward the drive-through, the helicopter obviously tracking it, trying to catch this thing and shoot it with a tranquilizer or whatever. This thing runs havoc all over this damn drive-through.
Didn't we see something, I don't know, last year that was like that, right? Some
Battle
people
at
are
Rock
camping
Ridge.
or something like that.
What?
Yeah, the battle at Rock Ridge. The people
Yeah.
were camping, and they saw like some Triceratops family, and then all of a sudden something else comes in and attacks them.
Yeah.
The little girl shoots it with a crossbow.
Oh, that was 2 years ago they released that.
Yeah.
Was 2017.
And that was like their quote unquote teaser for this. They should have just replayed that.
So here's what you could get out of this, though. So this clearly happens after Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Dinosaurs are clearly roaming the earth now. This must be a sort of a precursor to what you see in the 2019. What was it called? Big Creek Rock or whatever the fuck it was.
Battle at Rock Ridge.
Yeah, Battle Rock Ridge, sure.
You're
So
welcome.
it's clearly a precursor to that. They're not that far along in this prologue, but it's kind of showing dinosaurs have been released on the earth, and now humans are I guess, fending for themselves at this point. Why somebody's trying to fix things. Although they still have helicopters and stuff in this prologue, so I guess it hasn't gone to shit yet. But
Right. So yeah, again, even still, like when they first did the Battle at Rock Ridge thing, I mentioned then when we reviewed it that it reminded me of this card series I had that was like right after Mars Attacks. It was called Dinosaurs Attack, and there was a whole thing where it was like just little animation cells that people drew, and it would have like, a Spinosaurus attacking a guy in a lab or something, and it would tell you the story of what happened. It was like all different things, like a T-Rex stepping on someone's dog, and the old lady trying to shoot it with a shotgun, like all kinds of weird shit. But it was a fun series. It was kind of in the whole Mars Attacks, Garbage Pail Kids kind of feel, and this is what I kind of wanted, like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World to kind of lean toward that, where they get out of the park, and they're finally doing it. So I'm excited for it, and I like Chris Pratt and what's her face, but
oh yeah, old what's her face.
Yeah, what's her face that outruns T-Rexes in high heels, but not in the second one. She changed them out.
what's your favorite? What's what?
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Can't even get out there.
Yeah.
What's her face?
So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna watch it mostly because
it's directed by Colin Trevorrow, who did Jurassic World, and then took a break from the franchise, I guess, for a while.
for one movie.
Yeah. Jeff Goldblum is coming back for this. I know that.
Of course he is.
Yeah, and of course Chris Pratt is in the prologue, so obviously. But yeah, I don't know.
I'll see it. All right. And then we have a series that I'm actually looking forward to. And if you would have told me a while ago that they were going to make this, I would have been like, whatever. Peacemaker came out with the team trailer that kind of like went over everybody that's in his little squad. Every time they drop something about this show, I'm just more and more amused. Like John Cena's coming into his own as an actor. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he is. He knows he's not The Rock. And we said this before, where like Dwayne Johnson seems to be Dwayne Johnson in every movie, much like some other actors. John Cena is kind of the same, but not really. Like he's definitely like not opposed to some more lowbrow frat boy humor. Like in the other trailer, he's sitting there holding a bottle and Vigilante shoots it right in front of his crotch. He's done that in a lot of different movies where he's done like some sophomore humor or whatever you want to call it. But this series just looks good. When he first signed on for Suicide Squad, I was like, all right, he's been growing as an actor. He killed it in Suicide Squad, quite literally in some points. But I liked him in Suicide Squad. So when they announced this the series, I was like, all right, let's see what we're gonna do. What did you guys think of the trailer?
Yeah, I'm getting more excited for this. Actually, it seems like they're gonna do. So they haven't shown up to this point. It's been a lot of sort of goofiness and humor in the trailers, right? But in this one, he's kind of like reflecting on himself. Like they're gonna try to do some more character development. Like they're really focusing on his father treating him like shit and him wanting to live up to that. But then they also do the thing where he's like, he's hesitating to shoot a kid or whatever the hell it was in this trailer, and somebody says to him like, I thought you'd do anything for peace, kill women, children, whatever, and
Yeah.
it shows him like sitting down outside of his suit, sort of like reflecting on himself. It could be interesting to see what they decide to do with that. I mean, it seems like the seed of this series is really what Peacemaker, or what made Peacemaker, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is that we talked about this a minute ago, but this is the kind of stuff that you want to see DC do, right?
Yeah.
Tell cool stories, do something interesting, get some content out there. They're really good at the animated movies, so getting these sort of live action shows, even if it feels like it's a little bit following Marvel's lead, right? Because they had Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision and now Hawkeye, but getting things on streaming is where entertainment is going, and so you've got to do it. And they've got good characters, and the movie seemed to be a success. So yeah, get them out there.
Yeah. All right. So Suicide Squad was good. Shazam was good. Aquaman was good. Right. We have our hiccups with Wonder Woman and our other complaints about the rest of the movies they've done, but they seem to actually.
From watching Wonder Woman again, but
Oh no, no. And if you haven't watched Red Notice yet, you go watch it because damn, she looks good. I mean, yeah, it's a good movie. No, I've said it before. DC has all the main heroes that you want to see done well. They haven't been complete failures, but they haven't been what they could be, and we've said that time and again. But with this, and at least with the trailers that I'm watching, the little teaser for Shazam 2, Black Adam,
Yeah.
right, Aquaman 2, the Batman, right, and these series here, they seem to have turned a page from what they were doing, which was trying to get away from Marvel and going, all right, look, let's take our characters, see what worked for them, kind of mirror some of it, but not all of it. And if they do that, the fans are going to show up.
Mhm.
We've said it time and again. So maybe finally somebody at Warner Brothers actually watched one of our shows and listened. We kept giving them this idea for free. So well, I mean, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
it only took 5 years to.
Yeah,
You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to make any excuses for them. They should have done this a long time ago. But we're here. We're here. So we'll see. We'll see how we're going here in another year. Then the Matrix Resurrections dropped another trailer, kind of giving you a little bit more in there. I guess they basically said in this trailer that they somehow reset the Matrix, and so you see a little bit more of Neo on both sides of it, and how he's trying to find Trinity again in this whole thing. It looks good. I mean, again, we'll go back to this nostalgia thing that we keep kicking around, but
I might have missed it in the first go round, but it was very clear in this trailer that Jonathan Groff's character is like the new Agent Smith.
yeah.
I didn't pick up on that in the previous one. I mean, I saw him in the last one, but I didn't get that.
No, I wasn't sure about that first trailer, who he was, just that he was an adversary of some kind. But the fact, yeah, this one, like they literally like he does the whole Mr. Anderson, and as he's doing it, they cut to Hugo Weaving's Agent Smith. So it definitely they did a lot of showing mirror things that are happening now that happened before, but not quite the same way. So I think it's definitely like we said before. They somehow managed to plug him back into the Matrix after he went all the chosen one on them, and now he's stuck in there again. He's trying to find his way out to save everybody again. I don't. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But that comes soon, right? Upcoming movies.
Between now and Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that one.
It's December 22nd.
Thank you.
Simultaneous release on streaming HBO Max and in theaters.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that one at home because I got too much shit to do, and I already got Spider-Man tickets. So Heather will choke the shit out of me if I try to buy more movie tickets.
Yeah, same boat. I'm gonna watch it at home.
Yep. Then another little surprise for me tonight when I was doing this one. Maybe I heard something about this, but it just makes sense with Halloween and again all these little nostalgia reboot things that they're doing. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is getting a sequel, but it's almost like the same thing they did with Halloween, where in the article I read it said this is a direct sequel to the 78 movie or whatever the year it was, 70 something, 78. And that releases February 18th, 2022. The trailer looks fine. I mean, it's Leatherface. And I love horror movies and I love the classic slashers. So I loved Leatherface back in the day. So, and I didn't even hate some of the other ones they started. Like every time they tried to reboot it, like they were doing, I didn't hate all of them. But yeah, I'm down for it. Give me another Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's been a few years, I guess. So we'll see. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, not to be too mean to Netflix, but a lot of the originals they've done have been not that great.
That's right. I did catch that right at the very end. It's only on Netflix, so
Yeah.
there is that.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I mean, the original was definitely good for its time. So that was actually 1974, John.
There you go. See, never mind.
Kind of hopping off the original story, I guess, like some other franchises have done in the horror genre. It's not a terrible idea. It can work, but
well, they're just doing what we told DC to do 5 years ago. Just follow what worked.
Right.
Yeah, I do worry about it being on Netflix, and also the timing is kind of odd. I'm not sure why they would pick February for a release.
February used to be a dead spot, remember, years ago, and then like Deadpool, Valentine's Day, that first Deadpool came out, where it was actually genius for them because nothing else was competing with it.
Yeah, maybe that's the motivation.
Maybe I have to look at what else is coming
Yeah,
out.
what else comes out in theaters around there that Netflix is like, don't go to the theater, just stay home. It's cool. Don't.
Yeah. Look, we got you. Sit in your chair.
Don't go get Omicron. Yeah, stay here.
Right, and then finally, half of my family will be excited for this. I'll watch it just because whatever. Again, nostalgia. They dropped a little teaser for Harry Potter: The Return to Hogwarts 20th anniversary special. I don't know that anyone's going to be in character in this thing, or if they're just going to do like a Friends reunion special where they talk about the movies like they did on that one they dropped on, what was it, Amazon or whatever, HBO Max, whatever the hell, Peacock, whatever the fuck they dropped it on. They streamed a Friends reunion that we watched.
I think it's on HBO Max because it's a Warner Brothers property.
Yeah, this one is, I'm talking about the Friends.
Yeah, Friends is Warner Brothers.
Friends is Warner Brothers, okay.
Yeah, Friends.
I just know.
HBO Max.
Yeah, there you go. Because Eric and I watched it because our wives were watching it while we were on vacation. So, like, whatever. But I don't know what this is supposed to be, but there's just a quick little teaser of someone reading one of the Wizarding newspapers, and it says the reunion or the invitation you've all been waiting for, or whatever, 20 years in the making, blah blah blah. And for the first time ever, the star-studded cast returns, and it looked like it announced everybody's name, the main three, and then just a whole bunch of names from the movie that were going to be there. So I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be wonderful for Harry Potter fans.
Yeah, I'm reading the synopsis. It says they're going to sit together and talk Wizarding World things for the first time in years. So it's apparently the 20th, around the 20th anniversary for the first Harry Potter movie.
Yeah. So it's cool. I mean, it's time. You know, look, the thing made a whole bunch of you stars. You might as well come back and embrace it. You know. So yeah. So like I said, I'll watch it with the family. I'm sure they'll want to watch it. And I forgot that I didn't put the date in there. Did you get the date off of that thing?
It's early January. Yeah, I'll look it up.
I think it's 1/1/22. I think it's January 1st.
Yep, January 1st. You're right.
I remember seeing 1/1/22, and I couldn't place anywhere else that I had seen it tonight. So made sense. All right. I don't know. You guys interested in this thing? You gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'll probably watch it.
My kids are not into Harry Potter, so I doubt I will. But
I doubt we have to review it, so don't worry about it. Go watch fucking Ghostbusters, you prick. All right. Box office. I guess real fast. Not much going on right now. There was a few in there that really don't pertain to us, so I just dropped the 3 that are in there. Encanto is a Disney film. I think that one's Pixar too, right? Is it Disney Pixar? That one opened up on the 24th, so just a little over a week ago. $27.2 million opening, 58 million domestic, 58 million international. So not doing horrible, but I mean, it wasn't one that I was like, "Ooh, let me go watch this." Whereas
that's an interesting one because they actually, believe it or not, blew a pretty big chunk of money on that thing, like 150 million. Now I know that they're taking it to Disney Plus pretty quick. I think it's going to be on there before the end of the year, if I remember right.
I think you're right.
Right before Christmas or right after Christmas.
I'm surprised they didn't do the
Simultaneous.
Yeah.
$30.
Put it in theaters and put it on Disney Plus with the special price.
Given the budget, I mean, maybe that was the driver to try to get some extra sales up front. I don't know.
Maybe. But I mean, like I've always loved everything Pixar's done, and this is like the first one that I was just like, yeah, I'll catch it when I catch it.
We saw it before Thanksgiving.
Oh, you saw it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So there you go. We have one review that's positive.
Christmas Eve. They're putting it on Disney Plus Christmas Eve.
Oh, there you go. All right. Then we have the movie I just mentioned, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Had a $44 million opening. It's now sitting at 102 domestic and 42.9 million international. Dude, this movie is great. You gotta go see it. Like I told, I think I told Eric last week. We went to see it opening night, and it's everything you want this movie to be. Like the little, like you guys remember that chill that I got when I first showed you guys the teaser they did back in January of 19 when it was just the back of Ecto 1, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for this shit. And then the trailer came out and we were like, it looks good. This movie is perfect. This movie is perfect. You're gonna love it. It's gonna make you cry man tears. So but it's good. It's really, really good. Go watch it. So we got to do that review. I guess we'll do it in January. We'll we'll do a late Ghostbusters Afterlife review, so everybody can kind of settle in on it. And then the Eternals is still hanging out there, just kind of doing its thing. It's up to 156.5 million domestic, 227.8 international. I still haven't seen it. I know Eric saw it. Paul, have you seen it yet? No, I didn't. I know Eric liked it. I need to watch it. I don't know when I'm gonna have time. Like I said, I got my one movie that I bought tickets for already, so I don't know when I'm gonna watch Eternals. But that's the other thing too. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City dropped, and a friend of mine told me like if you like the games, the original 2 games, you're gonna love this movie. But outside of that, everybody was like, well, I don't know if it's that great, but fans of the game apparently love it. So I want to watch that. That was when I was hoping they were going to drop on streaming, and they didn't. So someday I'll watch that one. And then we got coming to theaters for the rest of the year. The two we talked about. 17 December is Spider-Man No Way Home. I've already got my tickets. You guys better get your tickets, and we'll figure out when we're going to review it. And then the 22nd, we got Matrix Resurrections. At least that one we know we can all stream at home, and then try to review it after the new year. Thoughts on those two? Are we excited? Are we happy?
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, definitely. And Eternals may actually hit Disney Plus before year's end because they did a 45-day theater exclusive, which would be up December 22nd, I think. Something around.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they'll put it on Disney Plus right then, but it probably won't be
Right.
far behind that.
All right, no, that'd be cool. I'd love that.
I'm a little sad about that because they spent like 200 million on that one, so they're not making their money back in the theaters.
No, they're not. They're not, unfortunately. But I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home, I am just pumped for this movie. It seems like the entire world is pumped for this damn movie. Like I said, there was fist fights in Mexico trying to get tickets. I had no problem getting them, but everything they've done a good job with the trailers, I think. And there was the last thing I saw was a quick little interview with 3 of the villains. Did you guys see that one? It was Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, they sat down for an interview, and interviewer asked Jamie Foxx, how he felt about being back, and he said no, he's like, yeah, it's great. He was like, I love being a part of something like this. He said, I'm not blue. So he said, he goes, I'm happy I'm not blue. He said, because it was different being in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, because he's like, where I was like, they made me feel like a part of the team and everything. He goes, but at the same time, they were like, bro, you're blue. Like kind of like you're still an outcast. But he's like, he looks forward to, or he enjoyed the spin and the version of the character that they're doing in this movie. And then Willem Dafoe kind of mimicked that, but played it close to the vest. Basically just said he enjoyed it. He said, yeah, the costumes are more comfortable this go around. And when they tried to pry him, he just said, well, he's like, old Norman and Goblin have had a little time to refine some stuff. So I think they'll both be updated a little bit more. We know Electro. They've been hiding some of the Goblin. Like there's a quick shot of him in one of those little teasers that you see him getting ready to throw a pumpkin bomb, and you actually see Willem Dafoe's face under a hood, which is very Goblin-esque, but I don't know if maybe they just did some camera trickery so you don't see what he actually looks like. But it's very quick. It's like half a second, and people froze that frame like instantly. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, either way, I'm looking forward to this movie because it's gonna blow the doors off of the multiverse even more than Loki did. So it'd be cool. Then as we can go briefly through streaming, there's just like last month, there's a whole shit ton of Christmassy shit that I didn't bother putting on here. Because if you want holiday stuff, it's everywhere. Just go enjoy your holidays with your family. Go. There's all kinds of Hallmarky movies and old school classic movies like Elf and Jingle All the Way and all that crap like that. I just kept it to basically the stuff in our wheelhouse. HBO Max on the 22nd, you've got Matrix Resurrections. They're bringing the Suicide Squad that just got made on the 23rd. And then Netflix, you got the first 4 seasons of Knight Rider, the original series, is dropping on, or dropped already, dropped on December 1st. I used to love that show as a kid. They're also dropping the that last Knight Rider 2000, the TV movie they made or whatever it was. They're dropping that as well. I think it's already dropped. But I don't know. I don't know how well it's going to hold up. I haven't gone back to try to watch any of it in probably 15, 20 years. I watched the Knight Rider 2000. Thought it was all right. Wasn't great, but I don't know. This Saturday Morning All-Star Hits is a series that looks basically kind of like, Paul, you probably remember this more than Eric, or I mean Eric might. But do you remember back in the day when we had Saturday morning cartoons, right? The TV channels would do, like, before the fall lineup started, they would do like a half hour or an hour special that kind of announced all the shows that were coming to get kids excited for the fall, right? So
Yep.
they bug their parents so they could watch them. And there were a couple of them where they got more creative, where they had like people who worked, kid actors or whatever that worked with whatever studio was doing or whatever channel that was, going through a whole like adventure thing and running into the characters from the different shows. And then it would be like,
Hey,
the
Scooby-Doo.
Smurfs. Yeah, the Smurfs Saturday at 11, and then they'd run into the Ninja Turtles or whatever, right? This, if I remember what I saw, looks like that. Like, it just looks like a bunch of Saturday morning cartoons. Kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. So we'll see what it is. But that drops in 4 days. Then we got The Witcher season 2 drops on the 17th. I still have not gotten into this show. I know, Paul, you watched it, right?
I watched the first 4, I think, and then I got distracted. But I was liking it, and then I forget what happened, and I lost it.
Yeah, same with me. I watched like 2 episodes and then I forgot about it. Eric, do you watch it at all? Or no. Okay. A resounding review for that one. So if you want to watch season 2 and tell us how much we suck that we haven't been watching it, then go ahead. Something my family's looking forward to: Cobra Kai season 4 is dropping on New Year's Eve. I love this series. They've done a great job with it. Have you guys caught up with all of it, or have you not watched it?
Nope.
I watched season 1.
I was part of season 1.
All right, it's just me. I'll be the Cobra Kai geek
already. I don't even know what happened.
Oh yeah, a whole bunch of shit. But then again, not really, because it's a series, so But it's good. I like it. I like what the hell is the guy's name that plays Johnny? But him and Ralph Macchio, they do a good job. Reprising the roles and kind of like the animosity between the two of them, and they do a good job with it. I like it. Snakes on a Plane is going to drop. Yay. And then Disney Plus. We've got.
I'd love to just ask, what's that about?
Was snakes on a motherfucking plane? I'm so sick of these motherfucking snakes.
Sorry, I've never heard of that. What's that about?
Samuel L. Jackson playing around with snakes. All right. Disney Plus, Hawkeye. So we're gonna review episode 3 here in a little bit. Real quick. Well, no, we'll just save it for the review. But episode 1 and 2 are already out. 3 just dropped last Wednesday. 4 will drop this Wednesday on the 8th. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is an animated thing. I just put that on for like Noah because my kid loves those books. It's an animated version of it that's going to drop on. It already dropped on the 3rd. So I'll see if he wants to watch that. Tron Legacy. I know one of you guys love Tron.
That was me.
Yeah. I liked Tron Legacy. I thought it was a good movie. That drops on the 10th. Then you got Hawkeye episode 5 on the 15th. Hawkeye episode 6 on the 22nd. That's the finale. Then Encanto, we said on the 24th, is going to come out. And then just because it's the holidays, I included The Wonderful World of Disney, the Magical Holiday Celebration for all of you Christmas fans. That's on the 24th. And then something we were all looking forward to. On the 29th of December, we get the first episode of Star Wars, The Book of Boba Fett. I cannot wait for this fucking show. They've dropped 2 trailers so far that we talked about. And to be honest with you, as much as I've enjoyed the trailers, I didn't need a trailer. The little snippet at the end of Mandalorian when he
Post-credit scene.
kicked Bib Fortuna's carcass off of the throne.
You could have not mentioned it again. There could not have been another thing about it, and I'd be ready.
Yeah, just a week before it starts, or 2 weeks before. 2 weeks. 2 weeks before it starts. Just play that part, that whole part that came at the end of the credits. Just play that on like during football, just whatever, and it's only on Disney Plus. Yeah, take my money. That's right. And then just because we're all 80s kids, on the 31st, they're doing some 80s top 10 thing hosted by Rob Lowe. Who doesn't love Rob Lowe? The guy doesn't age. And it's basically just like he's going through like all the popular shit from when we were kids. So because we keep rehashing our youth, I thought it might be fun for the three of us to watch it and see if it's even worth talking about.
You know, that boomerang effect, that should all come back soon. Well, it is coming back now, I guess, huh?
It is.
I mean, we're watching cartoons for Christ's sake. So.
Right, yeah, exactly. I'm watching He-Man, Voltron, and Transformers. All right. Paramount, we got a bunch of horror movies like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Scream. Hollow Man, I know we've said before that I think we mentioned that one when they did The Invisible Man. So we like, I know at least one of you mentioned it because it reminded me how much I actually liked Hollow Man. That's actually on a couple of them. It's on this, and I think it's on Hulu as well. Resident Evil, the original one is on there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. That's ironic because we just talked about the new number 2, I guess. Then The Fly, Jeff Goldblum, and Star Trek Discovery season 4 premiere. So for my Trekkies that I don't watch it, but you guys do. And Hulu, I saw a trailer for this, and I should have included it in the trailers. Mother Android with Chloe Grace Moretz. Have you guys seen the trailer on this thing?
I don't think so.
So basically, it looks like she's a pregnant woman, and her husband, boyfriend, whoever, they don't say, but the father of the kid are basically on the run. It's got to do with androids, obviously Mother Android, right? The androids look human, kind of like a Westworld kind of thing, right? So something happened, some kind of glitch in their system where 1 second this thing is like serving food to like her family or whatever, and then all of a sudden like he literally like glitches, like you see him glitch and his eyes glow and he starts killing everybody, and then they all start killing people. So it's like basically kind of like, you know, what we're gonna do when Alexa grows legs. We're gonna this is what we're gonna be dealing with. But it looked cool. It's definitely like a it almost looked like a precursor to the Terminator, but they're androids instead of like Terminators. It's kind of weird. It looks good. It looks good. Watch the trailer later. Finally, Amazon Prime, Galaxy Quest, Child's Play 2019 remake, the 1988 Child's Play, and then a bunch of other like Marvel animated shit. And most of the Rocky series are all on Amazon Prime. So yeah, so that's everything coming to streaming. Yay!
Yay! Lots to watch, I guess.
Yeah, lots to watch and no freaking time to watch it. All right, well, that's it. Guys, let us know what you think of what we covered on the Geekly Weekly this week. Like, subscribe, ring a bell, comment, tell us, you know, what else you want to talk about. Hit us up at whatifgeeks.com, whatifgeeks@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And that's it. We will catch you guys later. Good night, Tony.
Good night, Keith Urban. Good luck in your role as Butcher.
Well, good night, dinosaurs, forever.
Or not, when you show up at my drive-thru.
We'll see you again.